All right, the world has yet to come to terms with the horrific situation that Portugal is experiencing. For the 8th time in a row, the greatest Portuguese generation in history has qualified for the World Cup. However, the emotion is completely different this time. This time, Roberto Martinez's team is overwhelmingly gifted.
This is what Portugal have sort of done in qualification process over the past few years. They've demolished most of the team, scored a lot of goals, have dominated.
They may be the most comprehensive, hazardous, and unpredictable Portugal we have ever seen on paper. And that conveys a lot already. Diego Costa, who transformed penalty shootouts into his own playground, is the first player in goal. The new European penalty king, whose composure disrupts opponents before they get a chance to shoot. Portugal is a wall when it comes to defense. With the might of a general, Ruben Dias commands the rear. Additionally, they are runaway trained by the flanks. Indeed, Nuno Mendes is more than just a superb fullback. He is possibly the greatest person on the planet. The same defender who has often thwarted Laminal's ascent. However, the midfield is this team's true shining core. Vitinha has developed into one of the planet's top EAs. Bruno Fernandes is still one of the Premier League's most clever and productive players. Neves, a 21-year-old sensation who appears to be limited to scoring screamers, is a prodigy who climbs above them both. Portugal is already constructing around a skill that is so refined and sophisticated. And the attack is something else entirely if that midfield is intimidating. Francisco Conceição is becoming as one of the most formidable right-wingers in Serie A. In public, Rafael Leão continues to be a nightmare. Untouchable, uncatchable, unavoidable. Gonzalo Ramos is a dependable number, and João Felix is still the ideal super substitute. There are 9 that do well in the box. Above all of them, though, is Cristiano Ronaldo, the man who consistently shows up when everyone expects him. The guy whose entrance permanently altered Portugal. European champions in 2016, World Cup bronze in 2006, and Euro 2004 finalists. Consecutive champions of the Nations League. An entire football culture was rewired by his winning DNA. And now that he is 40 years old, the universe appears to be writing a beautiful concluding chapter, offering him the strongest Portuguese generation in history for his final World Cup dance. This group is skilled at winning. They are capable of suffering. They are skilled at crushing competitors. In one qualifying game, they scored 9 goals. In the Nations League final, they triumphed over the best Spain in years. They have 2 or even 3 top-tier midfielders, are well-balanced line by line, and are propelled by Ronaldo's enduring aura. Additionally, this squad has an odd, almost supernatural aura. Portugal consistently excels in years that end in 6. European champions in 2016, bronze in 2006. What will 2026 look like now? The world will find out in a few months because Portugal's 2026 squad is abnormal. These days, a lot of individuals assert that this Portuguese team performs better without CR7.
So, as you said, no Ronaldo, no problem. Are they better off without Cristiano?
No.
In contemporary football, that is among the most cynical lies. Cristiano Ronaldo was not limited to playing for Portugal. The entire history of Portuguese football before him was rewritten by him. In 17 attempts, Portugal had only made it to 3 World Cups. They have advanced to 6 out of 6 since his debut. The Beach is currently getting ready for his 6th World Cup, which is an almost miraculous accomplishment. From his debut goal for his country against Greece at Euro 2004, to his game-winning penalty kick against England and Germany in 2006. Over the course of 2 decades, Ronaldo has scored 143 goals for Portugal and created a winning mentality that has never existed before. With the iconic hat-trick against Sweden in 2013, when he outshone Ibrahimovic and carried the entire country on his back, he led Portugal to the 2014 World Cup. At Euro 2016, he guided Portugal in the penalty shootout against Poland, scored 3 goals, and provided 3 assists while leading the team both emotionally and technically.
Anda bater, anda. Bates bem, perdemos que se foda, anda. Solidar, vai, solidar. Bates bem, anda bater.
Additionally, he transformed into a coat while being hurt in the final against France. When it comes to classics, his hat-trick against Spain in Russia's 2018 World Cup opening match is still regarded as one of the best single-player performances ever. Ronaldo surpassed Puskas as Europe's all-time best scorer for national teams on June 20, 2018, when he scored against Morocco in that same tournament to reach 85 international goals. Then came the 2019 Nations League, where he was pivotal once more. A hat-trick in the semifinals against Switzerland.
In the final.
With a convincing victory over the Netherlands in the championship game. Another title, another outstanding chapter. He is incredibly consistent. He became the first male football player to attain 200 international caps on June 20, 2023. Naturally, he celebrated in the way only he can, demonstrating that his killer instinct is still alive by scoring the game-winning goal against Iceland in the 89th minute. And when everyone thought he was done, Ronaldo reacted by scoring 41 goals to become the highest scorer in World Cup qualifying history. Additionally, he took center stage once more when he scored in the Nations League final versus Spain. The world was watching Cristiano and Lamine Yamal that same evening. Portugal has won 3 international championships, advanced to 2 regional finals, placed third in Germany 2006, and re-established itself as a formidable force in global football. Without him, none of this would be possible. Now, for those who enjoy statistics, this is the truth. Cristiano Ronaldo has made 226 appearances for his country, averaging a goal contribution every 100 minutes with 143 goals and 37 assists. On a global scale, that level of output is unprecedented. Additionally, he has fully recovered his scoring rhythm for Portugal since the 2022 World Cup, netting 25 goals in 30 games, numbers that most strikers would only hope to achieve in their prime. Ronaldo's place on this Portugal team is currently the subject of much discussion. Now let's get right to the data. Portugal has participated in 36 games since Qatar 2022. CR7 has appeared in 30 of them overall, missing 6. Portugal has won 70% of the games in which Ronaldo has participated, averaging 2.2 goals per game. The win percentage falls to 66.6% with the absence of Ronaldo, while the average number of goals scored each game increases to 4.8. Context is important, of course. Any outlier scoreline significantly skews the results since the sample size of games sans Ronaldo is so small. For instance, Ronaldo was not present for Portugal's 9-1 victory over Armenia or their 9-0 destruction of Luxembourg in 2023. This unusual outcome greatly inflates the goal-per-game figure when Ronaldo is not present. Indeed, Cristiano Ronaldo continues to be this team's emotional engine and footballing soul. He steps up when everyone else fails. He finds a solution for Portugal when everything appears to be lost. He is more than a mere athlete. He is a communal fantasy. The one to witness the finest complete his tale. The fact that he is now, for the first time, surrounded by the most formidable, gifted, and tactically cohesive Portugal team in history makes everything more riskier. A team that expands Portugal's aspirations and takes us straight to the next section, where we will examine why Portugal's football system is so frightening for the 2026 World Cup. After falling to France on penalties in the Euro 2024 quarterfinals, Roberto Martinez's team has played 16 games, winning 10, drawing 4, and losing 2. However, the true tale lies not just in the outcome, but also in the opponents they have defeated. Portugal defeated every UEFA country that qualified for the 2026 World Cup during that run. Denmark, Germany, Spain, Croatia, and Poland. Martinez's Portugal was too intense for any of them to endure. And that's important. The top favorites for the 2026 World Cup and the reigning European champions. They were unbeatable by Spain. The conventional giant, Germany, was unable to defeat them. Penalties were necessary even for France, the squad that eliminated Portugal from the European Championship. The reason the heavyweights now respect Portugal is not because of their name, but rather because they can't defeat them on the field. Portugal won the Nations League and secured the top spot in World Cup qualifying Group F with 13 points, winning 4 games, drawing 1, and losing 1, scoring 20 goals and giving up 7, and finishing with a strong plus 13 goal differential. With the unmistakable signature of Roberto Martinez, a manager who has transformed the Clesion into a relentless, effective, completely told machine, Portugal has secured their ticket to the 2026 World Cup. The 9-1 thrashing of Armenia guaranteed qualification and validated a cycle that already ranks among the most influential periods in Portuguese football history. Martinez has broken numerous records since assuming leadership in January 2023. No Portuguese manager has ever developed a team that plays with authority, intense pressing, a scorching attacking rhythm, and consistency. Martinez has now led Portugal in 36 games. Has a terrible record of just 5 losses, 6 ties, and 25 victories. The figures are even higher throughout 31 official games. Just 3 losses, 6 ties, and 22 victories. Portugal has scored 96 goals under him, averaging 2.66 goals per game, the highest scoring average of any Portugal manager in history, beating Antonio Olivia's 2.33 and Humberto's 2.33. His winning percentage of 69.4% is the highest Portugal has ever recorded. Furthermore, the domination is much more evident in formal competitions. 70.9% triumphs, significantly higher than Paulo Bento's 56% and Fernando Santos' 63%. However, Martinez's complete dominance of qualifying campaigns is arguably the most astounding aspect of his career. Between Portugal and Belgium, he has an incredible run of 43 qualifying games without a loss. A previously flawless run of 42 consecutive qualifiers was broken with just 1 defeat against Ireland. Portugal just got back to their perfect flow after that error, easily defeating opponents. That advantage was only reinforced by the battering of Armenia. Portugal currently has a unique and potent sensation going into the 2026 World Cup. They have at last struck the ideal balance between a manager who makes the most of each player on the field, elite attacking talent, and tactical discipline. Let's now examine the players who have contributed to this momentum. Because Portugal's ascent is not coincidental. It is based on a structure of elite football players. And we begin with Nuno Mendes, a player who already possesses potential on par with Ballonner. With an average of 1.61 effective tackles and 1.07 interceptions per 90 minutes, his defensive stats are exceptional. However, the figures only provide a portion of the picture. Mendes's anticipation is what really sets him apart. He knows just when to take the initiative and when to back off. Additionally, as he demonstrated against Lemmel in the Nations League final, he is a wall in one-on-one duels. And several times during the Champions League. Mendes strikes the ideal blend between intelligence and ferocity when playing. Additionally, he is now essential to Portugal's offensive transitions and creation of opportunities. His silky first touch makes it easy for him to connect with Cristiano Ronaldo, and he enjoys entering the half gaps. Because Ronaldo is an expert at seeing gaps between defenders and Mendes is an expert at interpreting those gaps, their chemistry is exceptional. One of the most obvious instances occurred in the Nations League match against Croatia, where Ronaldo easily finished a precise cross from Mendes between 2 center-backs. On the left flank, his level of dribbling is ridiculous. Like when he gave Ronaldo another great assist against Scotland, he is nearly uncontrollable. In the Nations League semi-final, he demonstrated his equally exceptional associative play. Even with all of Spain's tactical discipline, Bruno Fernandes's incredible 1-2 combination, bursting past his marker with raw power, driving into the box, and laying it off cleanly for Cristiano to tap in, could not be stopped. Mendes played with Yamal on the left wing in Ronaldo's goal against La Roa, easily burned him, and carried the ball into the box. Despite a deflection, his cross found Cristiano, who finished like only he can. This alliance is vicious and unquestionably one of the riskiest in the 2026 World Cup. Mendes' quick transitional play is another powerful tool in his repertoire. Portugal becomes unstoppable when he runs with Rafael Leao, who is perhaps the world's best player in open field scenarios. The ideal illustration is their combined goal against Poland. In a matter of seconds, they cross the field. Leon let Mendes go in the inside left corridor close to the box, which is where he is most deadly. Mendes waited for the ideal opportunity to give Leao a surgical cross so they could return home. Indeed, Mendes is also capable of scoring. He is devastating when attacking the inside left channel. Spain discovered this the hard way as he created separation, slammed a strong low finish into the bottom corner, then dribbled past his opponent with the ball glued to his foot. Although he is unquestionably Portugal's best defender, Martinez has other options at the back. Under Pep Guardiola, Ruben Diaz developed into an ultra-technical center defender with superb ball distribution, outstanding pressing timing, and defensive posture. Alongside him, choices like Gonçalo Inácio, Antonio Silva, and Renato Veiga have forged good alliances that provide Portugal with a defensive depth that few other countries can match. On the other side, João Canelo suddenly resembles the elite version of himself from his peak seasons at Manchester City and Barcelona when he dons the Portugal shirt. Martinez has even more choices. One of Guardiola's favorite contemporary utility players, Mateus Nunes, can play wide when necessary because of his two-way engine and smooth first touch. Diego Dalot, who has significantly improved at Manchester United, is another dependable fullback option with excellent defensive effort, astute positioning, and clean passing. Portugal's defense is not only excellent, but terrifyingly comprehensive. We now need to discuss the midfield, which is where Portugal conceals their actual strength. This is where everything starts, speeds up, and stabilizes in Roberto Martinez's project, the engine room. Names such as Vitinha, the world's greatest number 6. One of the most talented young midfielders on the planet, João, a hat-trick hero, and 2 Premier League stars, Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, make up one of the most complete and formidable midfields in all of football. Vitinha doesn't sprint more to accelerate the game. He accelerates it by thinking more quickly. He has an exceptional sense of rhythm. He knows when to add verticality with a long diagonal that disrupts the opposition's structure, a deceptive pass, or a cunning switch, and when to slow the game down to give Portugal control. Even when facing a team that is physically stronger, Vitinha always manages to find a way out while under numerical pressure. He is the ideal metronome because of his ability to turn in confined quarters, slide through the smallest gap, and locate the free man. When he made that ridiculous long ball from his own half to João Felix against Croatia, putting him one-on-one with the goalkeeper, it was the best illustration. Vitinha's post-loss adjustment is one of his least obvious but most potent weapons. Not only does he retrieve balls, but he does so precisely where they cause the greatest harm to the opponent. His positional IQ stops counterattacks before they begin, his tackling is flawless, and his interceptions are timed flawlessly. Vitinha has created the greatest defense-midfield link in international football with Portugal. João Neves is the ideal partner for a double pivot. He comes from another planet. This child is an amazing football player. His diamonds and timing are ridiculous. This child is an amazing football player. His diamonds and timing are ridiculous. He makes snap decisions with his initial touch. Additionally, his finishing catalog seems to go on forever. PSG scored 2 goals via scissors kicks. Quick finishes inside the box, like as his second goal against Armenian. Neves moves the ball even more quickly than his opponent and reads circumstances more quickly. He is a once-in-a-generation midfield player because to his skill, aggression, and clarity. Next are Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, 2 Manchester generals. As demonstrated by his screamers against Scotland and Poland, Bruno's long shots continue to be one of Portugal's most lethal weapons. His exceptional vision and skill on corners put him in constant danger. He has the ability to drop the ball exactly where he wants it and can spot holes that others cannot. In contrast, Bernardo continues to travel as if a magnet were attached to his boot. He is the team's most intelligent player, can move across lines with ease, and has terrifying depth. When Palhinha is performing at his peak, he offers exceptional defensive timing and sheer power. Ruben Neves provides steadiness, control, and long passing. Portugal is not simply strong with this midfield unit, they are also technically excellent, tactically diverse, and structurally overwhelming. Because of this, their midfield is among the most potent tools any team will have in the 2026 World Cup. We now need to discuss the area of the field, the offensive unit, that has the potential to actually win Portugal the World Cup. And why might it provide them the title? Because when the greatest goal scorer in football history is on your front line, Cristiano Ronaldo is still there. There is danger in every attack. Every move turns into a threat, and every ball that enters the box seems like it could alter the outcome of the game. Portugal has a terrifying variety on the wings. One of the top wingers in the Premier League, Pedro Neto, always poses a threat when he plays. He provides Portugal with a fantastic tool in the last third because to his exceptional combination play and ability to either score or assist. Rafael's verticality and unstoppable pace make him the most deadly open field runner in international football. In transition, no defender on the planet wants to take on him. Francisco Cancel, a right-sided winger, is another. His screamer against Germany demonstrates his vicious long-range shot. Even Trinco, who has recently made significant progress, contributes energy and unpredictability. João Felix, a player who can play any attacking or creative role, is one of the creators. Naturally, the frontrunner is Cristiano Ronaldo, also known as Tina, who will be attending the World Cup at the age of 41 while still scoring all kinds of goals. Overhead kicks. Tight angle finishes, long-range rockets, and, of course, penalties, even without the actual explosiveness of his early years. He still has a killer instinct.
Bounds.
Portugal is elevated by his winning DNA, his competitive intensity, and his mere existence. Serving Ronaldo with every cross is a surefire risk for wingers like Pedro Neto and Rafael. Every through ball and cutback finds a striker who is eager for the big moment. Gonzalo Ramos, a diligent number 9 with deft off-ball movement and flawless finishing, provides a dependable substitute behind him. It is impossible to describe this team as normal after looking at the full squad and seeing what they are accomplishing. Portugal's team is prepared to compete, dominate, and pursue glory as they head to the 2026 World Cup. Like the video, subscribe to Kickster Facts, and turn on notifications for real football facts you won't hear anywhere else.